But then the only other guy is Barrett. So I watched a little bit of clips on him this week, and like he really looks the part. Like I didn't realize he was 6'7". Like he's like really physical, good athlete, and he actually like he can outmuscle some people. He has like a pretty like a little left-handed drive where he like takes the last two steps and kind of rises up over, lets the guy go by, muscles through. But other than that, like he was really inefficient this year. Hate to hate to really judge somebody after just one season. So obviously gonna let him play out. He was supposed to. I mean, he was maybe gonna be the number one pick before Zion went crazy at Duke. Then obviously Morant had a great season as well. I don't know. He just. I'm a little nervous about him. I think Dunked On talks about this a lot, where if he's not actually being the hub of a good offense and he can't actually drive efficient scoring, it's like you don't know exactly where his place would be because you don't know how great he is off the ball. His defense maybe has the tools, but he doesn't really seem exceptional at that. Can't really shoot. He's been under 32%, I think, at Duke in his 1 year. And then I think he was around 33% from deep this year. So it's like, I don't know. I think he puts them in a tricky spot, not just after 1 year, but if he's still this player in like 2 years, if he can't drive, if he can't drive an efficient offense, is he really going to be very successful for you off the ball? I think he would have to do some developing to get there. I don't know. What do you think?
It's really interesting because, like you said, not really that efficient. Probably doesn't have too much of a future being an off-ball player. But then you factor in that probably I know I've heard some people say that this was like the worst spacing of like the last 5 years, like how little shooting they played with. Then you factor in he's had already had two NBA head coaches. Then factor in just like the fact that he was a rookie and he was just kind of handed the ball. I mean, I think those are all three things that no matter what, it's going to be like better going forward. So like before you even factor in natural development, I think he's going to have a lot of circumstance changes that will be positive for him. Then you factor in that he's like, I mean, everything around him is like he's one of the hardest workers out there. Like he's super tough guy, like works really hard. Um, I'm pretty sure he trains with like Drew Hanlon and them, the guys like basically turned everyone into scorers in the league. So I mean, I'm definitely betting on him to be good. I don't think he can ever be a number one for like an elite team. And number two for an elite team is probably stretching it, but like a number two for a good team, like I don't think that's crazy. And I didn't pull all of the stats, but I know I think it was Dunked On also. They quoted it talking about how good he was attacking closeouts, which is probably something that's like he would thrive in as the second guy. Like if he's your second guy in offense, if you have another elite playmaker or just one better scorer ball option on the ball, and he's being your number two, attacking closeouts a lot, getting to handle the ball on the weak side. Like I think there's definitely a future there. So and like we kind of talked about before, maybe New York's different, how they do have championship aspirations, but I don't think that's like your process right now where you wanted to do whatever to build a championship team. I think they're just trying to show they can be good and competent. And I think at the same time, you can probably create an environment with all their assets and cap space and stuff where Barrett can look good as your number two. So that's kind of what I see. I think there's definitely a possibility of them like building out a solid team with actually some shooting on the court, and he just like gets naturally better and just continues to work harder, gets comfortable under like whatever the new coach is. I think there's a world where he's a solid number two option.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not trying to write him off by any means. I just think there's like some warning signs there for just for how inefficient he was. I mean, he shot like 61% from the line, which is not encouraging at all. And it's like assist to turnover ratio is pretty sketchy for somebody who played so much on the ball. But yeah, he's 20. He has more time. He had a bad team around him. I just maybe a little tiny bit of nerves if I'm in the Knicks front office if he's actually like kind of the star that they are hoping for.
Yeah, I definitely don't see him being star and probably all stars pushing it, but I mean, I think there's definitely a good player there.